personal wellness and well-being. You know this was the theme for our weekend. We were talking about transforming leadership through wellness, and we're going to really encapsulate it and bring it home in this session. I'd like to invite our speakers for the next session. If I have in the house Bhavini Vijayalakshmi. Dr. Bhavini, she'll join us in a few moments. Shruti Chaturlal Sharma. Shruti, are you here? Welcoming Shruti. Sonia Srivastava. Please put your hands together. It takes an immense amount of opening up of the heart place to come up onto this stage. If you've been here, you know what it takes. It's not easy. So we need to be generous with our hearts and our claps. Welcoming Sonia Srivastava. She is a renowned social responsibility leader. Welcoming you. Welcoming Shruti Chaturlal Sharma. She's a curator, conceptualizer, and wellness expert. It's a pleasure to have you, Shruti. Welcome. Is Shrestha Bhutra in the house? Welcoming Shrestha. She's the founder of Clothing Innovations. Anu Mehra. Anu, are you with us? Look at the beautiful saris coming up for you. Wow. She's a directorship, Frontier Cycles, and a freelance content writer. Welcome. Mishra Priya Kochar. Welcome. The lovely Mishra Priya is the co-founder and managing director of Blue Minds Consulting. Here we have the breakthrough leader. Please have a seat. And one of the most patient members of the audience, representing the hospitality sector, welcoming Hani Sharma. Senior Manager, Human Resource with the Best Western Hotels. It's an honor to have this lady representing the women in the hospitality sector in India. Please put your hands together for these scintillating energies on the stage before you. To initiate this conversation on wellness, I invite Anu Mehra to please take the main stage and address your journey.
Thank you so much. So let's start with the gratitude itself. I was actually about to cancel my trip to come down to Delhi because it's already a mayhem outside. So I actually wrote a mail to them to let me know whether you're going to refund the money or no. And there was no response from their end. So I'm like, let's just go. Probably it's just meant to happen, and nothing of that intensity is going to be there. I'm glad I'm here. I'm connecting to so many beautiful people out here. So it's just like I'm going to be beginning with a small dedication to all of us, all women, men out here. It's like often empty are the paths which are not sheltered. Often struggles that we go through are not altered. We have shaken in our mind, broken in our hearts, rattled in our soul, battled in our past. Often empty are the paths when glory meets in the last. It's a self-composed one. So I'm following my passion in writing now, but my professional journey happened to begin in the year 2006 when I joined my father's company. And after my marriage, that gave me a liberty just to test my capabilities where I actually stand. So I went into the service sector and worked as a PRO in the F&B industry. So I gathered quite a lot of capital from there and then started with my own company, Bio, that is like dealing in women's accessories. So, along with that, just content writing has been a passion, and started with my own Instagram page that is all about good things in life, that simply exuberates positivity around. So we have seen food blogs, we have seen people blogging about travel sites and everything. So let's just do something different. Let's just bring some positivity in the environment now. So Last time I happened to be on the stage was in the year 2005 when I was anchoring for a rock concert. And here I am after a gap of 15 years on the stage talking about holistic approach to wellness and well-being. My journey has been a distinct one. So coming to the topic, so one is the attribute towards your physical wellness and the other is the attribute towards your mental well-being. So both the terms can be interchangeably used. I did a little Google search and happened to come across that there are many places and institutions around the world who offers you, a strategical approach to improve your physical wellness and reform yourself in a complete well-being by giving you meditation, various kinds of yogas, and all these institutions are like somewhere amidst the forest or on top of a hill. To think about it, do we really have to go to these places, or this is something that can be attainable back at your doorstep? That is for each one of you. You can take your own decision on that. It's very much important to keep an equilibrium between your physical wellness and well-being. We have the data that, if you're not well, if you're not feeling well, so you tend to, be binging a lot or probably starve yourself, so you affect your health. On the other hand, if you have some health issues and you just go in a very annoying state of mind, so it's an equilibrium that is really, really required. What is happening in today's time is that we are mixing our public and professional life with our private space. We have not given us the liberty enough to enjoy the happiness in life and just simply feeding our minds with complexities 24/7. So what is really required to be done is just like be in the solitude of your own thoughts, so that every thought that crosses your mind, you can just simply give a complete focus onto that. Just deliberately feed your mind with positivity and neglect the negative remarks. I would certainly like to exemplify this with a very, very small story that inspired me about this woman, young achiever. Her name is Bhakti Sharma. She's an open water marathon winner in Switzerland. So Bhakti's mother, when Bhakti was 2.5, she just happened to push her in the pool of water. This girl, she trained her mind and body from there, at 2.5 age, how to overcome the fear of water and self-learn the art to swim. She really, she followed a very strict regime of going for a swim before school, and after school again 3 hours of swim, go home, eat, sleep, and repeat the same pattern the next day. She was so determined. I mean, she was in the water for 13 hours continuous swimming, and she prepared her body for marathons. And by the age of 14, she entered her first open water swim. Open water swimming is a very lonely sport, where you are accompanied only and only by your thoughts alone. There's no one else to accompany you. You are crying alone. You're laughing alone. So when you're in that kind of a space, when you're giving yourself that kind of a thought to yourself, you tend to change the perspective towards life. You tend to be a complete different person altogether. You tend to go more appreciative towards life, about the people around you, about the things you are blessed with. And even in the professional career, you tend to make a very short-term and achievable goals for yourself, and you know how to go about it strategically. This woman has already swum all the 5 oceans in the world. The last one was Antarctic, which she did in 2015, in which she wore only her swimsuit, cap, and goggles. So how this young girl coming down from a town like Rajasthan trained herself for a thing like that, to be in a freeze of 1 degree temperature of water and even the air. So they used to put cubes of ice in the swimming pool and during the night, and the next morning check the temperature of the pool. When it comes to 1 degree C, that was the time when Bhakti used to go there, take her swim, and be in that challenge that, okay, I'm going to go ahead with it. Finally, when she entered Antarctica, she says that I was prepared, my mind and body was prepared for the freeze out there, but what I was not prepared for was the density of water. So every stroke seemed like as if I'm pushing through oil, and I wanted to give up. What kept her going was the smile of the people face who were accompanying her in the boat next to her, which was leading her to the way where she has to go in the Antarctic Ocean. She was like, I looked at him and they were like, you have to do it for us. So she like, one stroke for mama. Then she was like, again, Bhakti. So 2 more strokes for myself. So soon there was a penguin that swam next to her belly and started swimming, along. And when the penguin was flapping the wings, it seemed like they were like cheering her up. Yes, Bhakti, you can do that. So and today, Bhakti Sharma holds a world record of swimming the maximum distance in Antarctic Ocean in 44 minutes and 14 seconds. So that was the time slot she was there in Antarctic Ocean. This story touched me so much. She's like, the real dangers in open water is not of sharks, jellyfish, or the criticism coming from the negative people. The real fear is when you self-criticize yourself, that I can't do this, I wish to give up. So this is something that you have to avoid. Keep yourself very positive, read positive things, watch positive things, do positive acts, inspire someone. Your body achieves what your mind believes. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Anu, for sharing that inspiring story, because I often say, I teach yoga and wellness. I often say that, like we work the neuromuscular body and the physical body, but it's important to also develop the mental biceps. So, because it's, because that's where the work begins. And yeah, and exactly. And like you said about this swimmer, my sister is a triathlete. And she also always says that, you run the final distance, not with your legs, not with your arms. You do it with your heart, more than the mind. Because that's where the center of prayer is, like we were speaking in the last panel. That's where all that untapped reservoir, well springs from. So thank you for taking us through that, through your journey, through her journey. Thank you, thank you. I'd like to invite Shruti Chaturlal Sharma. She's a curator, conceptualizer, and wellness expert.
Namaskaram. I come from a family of the legend, the great tabla tradition of our country, Pandit Chaturlal, who was an Oscar nominee and a BAFTA awardee. So, my journey started from a child as a learner of music and dance, and went off till my school when I decided and told my father that I don't want to be a musician, but I want to give a platform to the musicians, to the young musicians who are starving like me, who are learning like me. And there I joined my father as an organizer, and we started organizing concerts on a very, very big level all over the world with the legends like Ustad Zakir Hussain and Pandit Birju Maharaj and Pandit Haripsad Chaurasya. From there I learned and I started off my graduation and post-graduation, and there was a point of time when I came into a really bad depression for 2 years. Inculcated the nuances of music and dance since childhood. I used to often, when I was in depression, I used to be in a closed, dark room for almost like more than 20 hours. And my dad used to bring the music of my grandfather, and he used to just play. And that moment, after I think 6 months, I realized that when I listen that music, my mind, my heart goes off somewhere else. It goes to a different level, and I forget all my sorrows and all my pains. And then I decided that, I would take my career with this, and I started with my meditation in music and dance. Using the technicalities of music and dance, I started with wellness, well-being, inculcating yoga into it. And that's how the journey of my production, my baby, from a bootstrap level started, which is now known as euphonic yoga. And euphonic yoga was a production which was started in 2016 with me and my very dear friend, Suman Kanawat. And we started off with the merging the Indian classical ragas and the technicalities of music with yoga asanas, meditation, and more with mudras, and making it on a therapeutic nature, that which can actually, as it cured me, I wanted to work across the world with the people who are suffering from different ailments. And we started with the Tihar jail because I am very touchy, and I think that women need it more than anybody else, because they are the torchbearer of the whole family, business, and whatever, the work style and stuff like that. So we started off with Tihar jail, jail number 6, which is actually inculcated for the women only. And me and my friend, we went there, and we dealt with almost 600 inmates. And it was a beautiful experience and a very, very different experience. There was a lady who just came. She had done 6 murders. And it was horrifying, though, because you're meeting a lady who has done 6 murders, and she's not yet convicted, and she has been there in the jail for almost 20 years. So there is a frustration level. And the ball game was totally on a different agenda at that time. We went over, and the police came, and they said that you better, just don't close the door, and just do her, whatever you want to do, you do it in a door, but don't close the door. It might go on a very, very different level. So we were very scared, but then, yeah, we started off our work with her, and eventually when we started speaking to her, talking to her, and started our research on her, how things work out, she told us that she hasn't slept for 2 months. She was under a depression because she was there in the jail for 20 years, and she was not yet convicted, and her trials were going on, and she was horrified that, yes, I did because of something, but now it's been 20 years, and I think it's too much. I think I should, either it should be go or it should be in, it should be on one side. And we came out, and we were like real in tears, and we didn't know what to do, and we had never thought that they would have this side of them also in them. We started off with research, and after 3 weeks, she came when we went, and she said that, you know what, I slept for 8 hours today. And I think we won that day. It was a really beautiful journey, and from there we thought that now we should grow up from a bootstrap company. Now we should go further, and we should cure ailments. And we started off our research on a more vigorous touch, and we ailed people who were suffering from diabetes, who were suffering from paralysis, and much more like that. So that was the journey how we began off. And soon we were recognized and validated by the CID UNESCO. And this year we were being awarded as 2019 the top 10 startup in wellness. And also we have covered more than 15,000 people in the last 2 years, going all over the world, giving our beautiful sessions inculcated in music and dance, and how actually teaching that how music and dance inculcated with the 7 chakras. So Janri is actually based on the 7 chakras in our body, which usually people are not even aware of. So our aim is to get them aware about those 7 chakras in our body, but through dance and music, where they learn, they enjoy, and we don't do just the asanas in the classes, but we do it while singing and dancing the asanas. So that is the USP of euphonic yoga. So people enjoy that, and that's the thing. And I mean, so there have been very small things, that how we learn things and how we should inculcate it. And our only motto is to inculcate these Indian cultural nuances in ourselves, because our India is rich, has a rich cultural experience. And I think we go abroad. We went to UK, we went to Cambridge University, Birmingham University, and the footfall was for more than 2,000 people. We went to Taiwan, and that is how we have been learning our journey from euphonic yoga. And that's our motto, to expand, and now we have opened the studios in Udaipur, Delhi, and Bangalore, and that's how we are working towards our well-being and our wellness, through personal artistic sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Shruti. How do we enroll to one of these singing and dancing asana classes? Okay, euphonic-yoga.com. Wait for us, we're coming. If I could invite Sonia Srivastava to share her journey. She has impacted over 12 million people through the work she's doing in corporate social responsibility. Here we have her journey. Welcome.
Thank you. So what is wellness? Experience of health, happiness and prosperity, right? Does it come because we are gifted with fortunate circumstances in our lives? You know, when I was born, my grandfather gave up eating his favorite dish. Why? Because I was a girl. Severely abused as a child, I ran away from home, and I was married at 18, and at 25, by 25, I was already the mother of 2 young children, the sole breadwinner in my family, with no job, no professional training, and no support from my extended family. That sounds like a classic recipe for disaster, doesn't it? But today, to cut a long story short, I feel very blessed that I'm living the life of my dreams, that I have everything that I could ever have wanted in my life. So, how does it start? I can say this with utmost confidence, that the only person that you're destined to become is the person that you decide to be. And it all begins by taking responsibility. By taking responsibility for everything in your life. Whether it's your mindset, your happiness, situations, circumstances, whatever it is. Blaming other people, situations, circumstances, destiny, fate, whatever, for your life makes you weak. Taking responsibility for your well-being makes you strong. So taking responsibility is one of the most important tools to architect your well-being in life. That's what I've learned through my life. The second is accepting, even embracing change. If you were to watch a movie, and in India we have like 2.5, maybe 3-hour movies, where nothing untoward ever happens to anybody, everything is nice and happy and sweet, would you be able to watch such a film? Would you be able to sit through for even 2 hours? Yes? No? Not really, right? Then why do we expect our whole lives to be like that? Life would be so boring, isn't it? It is the adversity that brings out the heroes in us, that add the color to our lives. So it's important to accept, not just accept, but also embrace change, because change is the only constant in life. And there will always be naysayers around us, you know. Don't worry so much about other people's opinions. Live your life by your values. That's the other mantra. As women, we give so much credence to how other people think. Fourth is simplicity. I once heard this funny but true quote that we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. So instead, focusing with gratitude on the blessings in our own lives, I think goes a long way. And the last, I'll cut this short, is following your passion. All of us are blessed with at least that one thing that brings us to life. So following that passion, and more importantly, living your life for a larger purpose, these are the master keys to happiness and well-being. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonia, for those bite-sized, very chewable, easy-to-digest nuggets of wisdom. Thank you. If I could invite Shresh Tabura to introduce her clothing brand, Clothing Innovations. It's a technical textile. Yes, please. I think best to hear it from you.
Very good morning. I have not traveled that journey, so I can spread a lot, but whatever small kind of thing which I have in this entrepreneur startup world, I would love to share. So To relate, we are a technical textile firm, so we offer two kind of right now. One is insect repellent fabrics, and another is antibacterial and microbial fabric. So there are two kind of offerings which we currently give as our solutions. So as transforming, the wellness, holistic and a project, whatever they are saying. So I believe there are three ways a person need to have the well-being and wellness that really helps a person to actually travel and, complete, or you being a successful in your personal life also and at the workplace also. Because we juggle in two places. One is our home and one is our at work. And those two, at both of the places, we have to be on our foot every time. So when I am back from my office to my home, so I have a kid I need to take care. I need my mental level to be so stable so I can handle him so well. I should not shout on him so he don't be rebel. So there are many things which we need to take care. For that we need to have a mental peace, we need to have a physical, but most importantly, I feel we really need to think of our spiritual well-being also. So spiritual and religion, let's not confuse both. Spiritual is all about ourselves, our thinking, our, in other words, a karma kind of thing. So yes, I have realized karma is really a bitch. For me, it worked. So there are 2 or 3 ways which you can stabilize on karma. I'm not talking about more for the mental and physical, because you have lots of ways to understand how you can get your mental and physical well-beings and the stability for yourself. But spiritual is what I would be interested to tell you brief about my journey. It's really difficult to live on a line saying that whatever happens, it happens for good. And I really believe on that. So whatever bad happens near me, I said, it's okay, Shrestha, it's happening good. There will be something great results which gonna come up. So I generally say, and I am trying, to get that, if my partner or my company people are saying bad things about me, I just tend to say good things about them. So by doing that, you reduce your negativity part in your brain, and you increase the positivity. I know it's really difficult. So it's like if somebody is standing in front of you and want to stab you, you really don't have to say bad things, you need to pity on him. So it's all the energy flow which you need to keep updated, and we required it very badly. So I'm still going through that phase that I give that good positive vibes to myself so that I'm happy and my surrounding, I feel they are happy. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Shrestha. Have a seat. Thank you. Thank you, Shrestha, for really emphasizing this under hero empathy. I think it's really such, it's such a quality, such an emotion that needs more credit, that needs to be talked about a little bit more, because we often forget to put ourselves in the shoes of the other. And that has the power to change our entire day. It has the power to, really change the whole perspective of where we're coming from. So thank you for bringing that out. Thank you, Shrestha. I'd like to invite Mishra Priya Kochar. Welcoming Mishra Priya. I learned while I was reading about her a new term. She's someone who's high in LQ. Does anyone know what LQ is? Yeah, who said learning quotient? There you go. You're an educator, you know. Mishra Priya Kochar is the co-founder and managing director of Blue Minds Consulting. Welcoming you.
Thank you.
Please share your journey with us.
Very, very good morning, and thank you for having me here. It's an honor being here. I come from a very, very traditional, lower middle class, south of India family. If my parents wouldn't work, and mom and dad both were working, and I'm the only child, and if my parents wouldn't work, we wouldn't know where to get our next meal from. I struggled with a lot of body shaming, had my own issues. I was a fashionista at 5'1", and and then I had huge acceptance issues. I think somewhere through my entire journey, I realized that it is only me, like you so beautifully said, ma'am, who can help myself find myself. I went to IIM Kozhikode, which is one of the top pedigreed B schools in India. Then I went to Oxford University. I studied culture, change, leadership, because I battle with change and culture myself. And when you go through something yourself, and there's an amazing book, and we spoke about this, called Gift of Adversity. When you go through adversity, what changes you changes a compass inside you. And if you're able to hold on to that learning without really thinking that pain hurts, but pain can be a stepping stone for you to catapult to the next stage. So that's what happened to me. 16 years in the corporate world, continue being a work in progress. Today is a world, my dear audience, where a lot of terms of happiness index, wellness quotient, we hear a lot of the mind, body, soul connection. I think it's high time. Let's look at some data. One person dies every 40 seconds because of suicide, and this is a WHO 2019 survey. Depression is estimated to impact 300 million people, including many of us who work in the corporate world today. Within the mental health in India, the mental health focus in India, 7.5% of our country is affected. Can you beat that? And survey, of course. Well, we all have to go with the primary and the secondary piece that exists. Only 4,000 experts are available to treat this. The mind-body-soul connection is something that's become a lot important, and who knows that better than myself, and I've been in this journey. Emotions affect our body. There is a lot of talk of psychosomatic behavior, and that's the connection. Stanford University, when I was reading up and researching for the talk today, I realized Stanford University does a lot of stuff on mental health. Like I mentioned, I struggle with a lot of body shaming issues, confidence issues, toxic bosses, poor work culture. There is a lot of pressure in the corporate world to be masculine. To look the part, wear the figurative boots, the pants. No. I think women are beautiful. I'll be done in 30 seconds. I have a powerful message to communicate. Thank you. We are so tough, yet so gentle. We are so nurturing, yet so powerful. Why can't we all be comfortable being feminine and yet be known for our strength? I think that's what women need to do today. When I got married, thank you, I was the first one in my conservative family to marry out of caste, and you see that's why the Mishra Priya, which is a south of India name, with a Kochar, which is a north of India name. I'm still confused on where I belong. My dad mentioned two things to me which I think are powerful messages. One, he said, never ever give up working. Continue staying financially independent. And two, always continue studying. So just 3 tips as I leave the stage. Please put yourself first always. It sounds selfish, but very, very important. You cannot fill from an empty cup. Not possible. Second, find yourself. Third, always give. I'm being persistent, huh? Always give and forgive. Thank you so much for having me here. My son is 11 today, and I hope to raise him as a real man as he grows up and say, hey, you are a very a very woman-safe man in the head, right? Thank you so much. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Because we're always taught, go getter, go getter. We're embracing go giver. So thank you for bringing that in. Thank you. I'd like to invite our last speaker for this session. Our session just got sweeter with Hani Khurana. Hani Sharma. That's what I said. Ignore me.
Very good morning. And Sunday is a day where people need to relax and, but you people are here. I'm very, very thankful to all and to all beautiful ladies. I'm not a wellness coach, I want to tell you. I'm into human relations, that is HR by profession. And eventually, when I was into a lot of organization, I realized that wellness is just, is very important, and it's just opposite of illness. What is wellness is related to your mind, body, and soul, as everybody talked about this thing. But I think mind is a very, very important part of our body. So there are three things related to our mind. That is VAK. We call it visual, audio, and K is kinesthetic, that is feelings. So why we are suffering from depression, why we are suffering from illness, why we are suffering from heart diseases, why we are suffering from any of the traumas, why we are hurting our self-image, these are the past events which are there in our mind for the past 10 years, 20 years, 5 years back, or from the child traumas also. So I want to tell you that our mind needs to re-imprint all the images which we have gone through the past. So visual is a kind of a thing which you see outside the world. When you see outside the world anything happening, like a recent example is the Delhi roads are jammed or whatever. This visual thing which you have seen have an impact in your mind. And you got a little fear in your heart as well. So this kind of visual things, and audio is what you hear from people. Anything which is positive, give positivity to your body. Anything which you hear negative, gives negativity to your body. And kinesthetic is the feeling, how you made people feel. So I think all these things are very important to the mind. And wellness is also related to spirituality, which I have listened from the other, my friends also, that it is not religion, it is about spirituality. So what I'll tell you was, whenever you sleep at night, always have a positive thought when you sleep. Because when you rise up early in the morning with a positive thought, your whole day plans accordingly. So never ever had whatever day you had, a bad day or a good day, but you really keep your mind totally positive. And that too, you have to, are some techniques also, where you can change the images of your mind. So there is one girl who lost his dad. So she was crying. I'll just take 1 minute. 1 minute. So she was crying and she said, I cannot forget my dad. So I said, you also, have a grandmother also, grandfather also, and grandnanny also. So you must have lose all these people. So she said, yes, I have lost all the people. So I said, where you will keep these images? So she closed her eyes and she said, I'll keep these images at the back of my mind. So I said, can you place this father image also at the same place where all your grandparents, grandnannies are there? So she said yes. So this physical exercise, she did it, I think, for 4 or 5 times, and she realized that this trauma of losing her father is getting little bit diminished. So it's all about mind, I'll think, and the wellness is all about mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Hani. Sorry to cut you short. You have to say, Hani has been such a loving, attentive audience for the past 2.5 days. So this is in honor of your hearing capacity, because the mind hears everything the body says. So that's exactly what your message was as well. So I want to point out that you really walk the talk. And to felicitate these phenomenal women, I'd like to invite Karen Deuce, coming all the way from Bangalore, the Netherlands. She belongs to the world. Please help me felicitate these ladies. Calling upon Shruti Chaturlal Sharma to accept this honor as an exceptional woman of excellence. Sonia Srivastava. Present to you Shrestha Bhutra. Please accept this honor on behalf of the All Ladies League at the Women Economic Forum. Anu Mehra, we congratulate you for this honor as an exceptional woman of excellence. Mishra Priya Kochar, please accept this honor for the woman that you are and the work that you do. Ladies, if you could come to the front for a group photograph, please.